Hello, welcome to the 5th episode of my playthrough for Terra from the Void closed beta test. We are aiming to release really soon, and right now these are the only ways to see what's going on behind the scenes. This is closed version of the game, not released to the public. It has some changes to vehicles and also Chaos Market changes, which I believe are part of the open release. And I will be scrolling through my team for a while. I don't think there will be many interesting choices to make, like this Berserker gets heavier armor because he wants to match his tough legs and head armor with relatively tough medium armor, also because armor damage resistance complements armor a lot. So just to finish my previous thought, I am going to showcase new vehicles, new chaos guns, and determines difficulty mostly. It's been so far quite lucky for me, but it's challenging my ability to tactically play a lot. It's really tough, especially with the new changes to reinforcements, which make each first reinforcement unit arrive with 4 action points. It's massive increase for missions with reinforcements, and in here you can see, well, I've lost my buggy in my last mission, and I have decided to build Scarab right away to show it to you. I hope I can get Scavenging mission soon, and actually I will. So my idea here was to get Scavenging mission as fast as possible, because I don't want to do it when the latest evolution arrives. I thought the new evolution will be with sirens, which will boost difficulty quite a lot, but it appears it wasn't the case. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, I'm post-voicing this video, so I know what's going to happen, and I was quite lucky to find this scavenging mission so soon, so I am able to do that. And this scavenging mission was actually very hard for me, and it was a lot of fun to play. So you can see some really fun stuff going on. So I only have 6 people. I would say it's not ideal. In many cases I would prefer to have a different recruits. Probably I would really love to have heavy, which I don't have, and that's why maybe starting with a regular Phoenix point start is better, kind of, because you will get more people and it's like easier to do things. Maybe people who play Terminus will find other ways to push the game to the limits to make it really easy even on this difficulty, but I'm still testing the waters here. I don't know what to expect, and I'm not so much of a determined difficulty player. I haven't, like I said previously, I haven't been playing for quite a long time, so I don't really know what to expect. So here I will be running 6 people, 2 of which are level 1, so, and Pandorans are quite evolved. They have this damage resistance, they have this extremely powerful reinforcement with 4 action points. Well, at least one of them will get 4 action points, but usually, and in most missions, 1 reinforcement with 1 action point, with 4 action points is basically all of their reinforcements the enemies get. Maybe later in the game when it's easier for the AI to buy more units per turn, they will be more smoother. The curve, the difficulty curve will be a little bit more smooth, but right now I'm mostly getting 1 reinforcement per turn, and that affects the difficulty quite massively, because basically every reinforcement joins the fight right away. Also snipers are really dangerous, as we have seen in the previous mission against human enemies. So with Terminus difficulty, with 4 action point reinforcements, if actually I will say, if you have played the Terminus before, we've been having this difficulty for quite some time, maybe a couple of months, I think. So there are some people who've been playing it successfully, and we have done some things to make it harder for you guys. So first of all, obviously this 4 AP reinforcement is a massive spike in difficulty. It's not easy to realize it watching my videos, I think, but in reality that's a huge spike. Another thing we've done, we have removed all the cheese. So You can't farm stuff infinitely anymore. You can't abuse stuff like joining missions stealing crates. You can't kill reinforcements for extra loot. You can't block spawn points and lots of stuff basically which were exploity. We have taken care of that, so no more easy cheese for you. If you find any, please report so we can also butcher that. But well, I hope you people who enjoyed playing Eternals before will find the difficulty and challenge increased even further, pushing your like my tactical ability is pushed to the very limit. I must say it's almost impossible for me. So I enjoy that a lot because I'm really difficult freak. And that's a juicy crate. Look at that! I have 2 leg pieces here in this one crate. That's amazing. So in here I'm considering where to put my Berserker here because there is Triton footpad. And even though he's not a major threat to my Berserker here, he's quite tough. But still, I would like to prevent him from getting too much shredding from assault rifle fire, and also mitigating any damage is also important. So basically, I was looking at the angles at which this footpad can approach me, and since he has so many movements, it's easy for him to get an angle even on the units that are far away from him. So right now I keep discovering new enemies and I'm considering how to take it off. Sometimes it's easy to disable the Triton with just one grenade, so that's what happens. Here I have blown away all its limbs away, all that matter, and he doesn't have regeneration torso like some other Tritons, so he's basically crippled and out of the game. So that's one grenade that took care of a full unit, which is very lucky. Using my ready for action is quite helpful. I'm able to manipulate my inventory really effectively here. So right now it's a scouting advancement, and I can see this Shieldbearer Alpha, which is really unfortunate because he evolved into improved pincer, and there is this thing that Arthur evolutions in particularly have a very well, not very, but it's a diverse evolution tree. So, for example, basic Shieldbearer here, he has some variants of how he would evolve. It's not set to have this evolved pincer. He could actually get a variation which has evolved shield first. So eventually the prime version will be the same, but the path he takes to it can have different mutations and can have different improvements. So all these pieces he consists of, you know, like Arthur is a gathering of like head, shield, arm, carapace, and a head, and I think I said head already, and legs. So depending on the Arthur we're looking at, they can have different progression. For example, this brute here, he could evolve to have a better shield, he could evolve to have a better arm, he could evolve to have a better speeder head, alongside with other various improvements to his other body parts. So basically it can vary in difficulty quite significantly. So for example, as you can imagine, the Shieldbearer with unevolved pincer but stronger shield is nothing compared to the Shieldbearer with evolved pincer, which can basically do crazy amount of damage, especially in the terms of difficulty. So the first turn is mostly positioning my troops so they don't get hit, and I would have to figure out what's coming for me. So Shieldbearer just goes in, and here's the first Mindfragger. I'm lucky because I have moved another unit here. It's actually I moved it there exactly because you don't ever want to leave a unit alone in the wilds in Scavenging mission or in any mission that has Mindfraggers. So that's a good tip for everyone who plays. So never send a unit out alone. Send them out by 2. That will allow you to well, avoid some very hard situation which you otherwise might get caught in. So in here I don't know if I will do it in this order, but generally you want to blow the Mindfragger out of his head first before you kill any enemies, because this way you won't lose any willpower. So that's what I'm doing here. This is a correct turn order, because for example if I chose to kill this brute first, I would just throw away 2 will points. This is something quite obvious, but actually some people tend to overlook this. So right now this unit can't do anything else and he has to stay hidden, so what I do, I move him to the best cover possible and use his action points to finish off this brute, so I can use my other team members better in a better way. So the goal here, basically I see that on the right side of the map I don't have any enemies except this Mindfragger, which I basically want to move away from anyway. And so I am just moving toward this wall over there, which will allow me to really like prevent taking any damage. So in here I'm not sure if that was a good place. I should have, like many people, I fall into this trap of XCOM like cover system. So when I see, when you see this shield icon, you feel compelled to just place your soldier there, but in fact you can see my assault here standing to the side of the barrel simply because it has this shield icon, where in fact if I move my assault down one tile, so I would position myself diagonally from that barrel, I would be protected better than I am protected now. Despite this position wouldn't have this shield, so basically uh, that's something to keep in mind, which I usually do, but in here I think I was wrong to do that. I should have moved my assault differently, and I think I will stay there for the next turn as well. So anyway, I have successfully disabled pincer arm over that root Shieldbearer Alpha. And you can see again Chaos Shotgun saving the day. These Chaos weapons are very powerful on Terminus difficulty. It's very, very useful. So right now I know there is a Triton Alpha over there. I know there is Mindfragger, which is possibly unavoidable. So I want to place some people there. Firstly, to lure this Triton footpad into closer to move to me, but I don't think he will do that. Unfortunately, Shieldbearer uses a different spawning place to leave the map, which is unpleasant, because I was hoping to shoot Mindfragger with my sniper rifle. Well, things go this way sometimes. Okay, there's another Triton Alpha, which is again very dangerous enemy, one of the most dangerous enemies in the entire game, and with increased evolution spawns, so we on Eternus and I think on Legend we are skipping some of the early evolutions for Pandorans, mostly because, well, the early Pandorans use face, they are extremely easy. There are only Arthur variants and some Triton Stranglers, only melee enemies, which I think is not a bad thing, but the difficulty difference between, for example, fighting humans and fighting Pandorans is too high. Well, I think it is still too high now because of the changes we made to squads, but we were taking it step by step, so I think it's just a carried over setup from the previous versions of the game, of the mod. So anyway, we have skipped some early evolutions and played them basically in the starting pack for Pandorans, so stuff like Triton Reg Hero, the Mist Spawning Handgun variation, the Triton Footpad, the basic footpad with independent assault rifle, and Artham Gunner are all starting pack for Pandorans, so they don't have to research them, and that coupled with faster research on Legend difficulty is actually capable to provide some very nasty spikes in difficulty. This particular Triton Alpha is a good example, because otherwise they would have to dig through Triton Footpad first, the one with machine gun, which is quite assault rifle, which is quite simple to deal with, but now we are looking at some very, very tough variants, which are having some of the toughest armor, some of the toughest body pieces in the game, so it's basically a late game enemy which arrives very, very soon. So anyway, here the Mindfragger is easier to deal with. Well, I know there are other ways to use that grenade, but I decided to kill Mindfragger because I don't think Triton Wretch can deal too much damage to me, but Mindfragger is capable of really disrupting my my ability to fight back, especially since I know there are Gunner, Arthan Gunner, there is also a Triton Footpad Alpha, another Triton Footpad Alpha somewhere upwards, so this wall I'm hiding behind might not stay for long. So this is something that I was thinking when dealing with my Fragger. I'm healing my Sophia because I'm worried about getting hit by two alphas, and also they strike from behind. And I thought I would be probably able to get him with my sniper rifle, but little did I know. So there's a Triton Alpha right now over there, and I'm considering if I can actually kill it. And since it's so tough, I don't think I can, so I will have to escape and try to lure him out, try to make him move closer so I can concentrate fire on him. You can already see how difficult it is to deal with those enemies. I'm setting up an Overwatch here in case he decides to move there, so let's see how it plays out for me. I think the play so far has been more or less optimal. If you find the better moves, let me know, but I think I've been doing very nice here, and that's what I said, that positioning behind the barrel wasn't cool. If I positioned myself better, that would even be the problem, would be the case. And there's an interesting move from Triton, I think, incoming, which almost cost me a soldier. Yeah, that's eventually this rage did a lot of damage. Yeah, you can see here Die Hard broken, luckily for me. Actually, I didn't think he would be able to use that elevation so efficiently. I didn't think he would be able to hit me from there.
I'm here.
So just as I asked to, as I said that was an optimal strategy here, I actually got into a bad position, which kinda hints that this wasn't optimal play. But anyway, here I am, hoping there would be no dangerous spawns from behind, and that's another thing. Since we've unchained the spawn points, enemies can spawn anywhere now. So even if you're standing like close to spawn points, enemy can still spawn there, I think. And that's, let's say, it's really annoying. So in here, I'm hoping to break the wall, and it pays off. The wall is broken, so now I can shoot him. Also, there's some other enemy hiding. It's a mind fragger.
Lining up a shot.
It's really nice to have this accuracy buffing equipment on this heavy, because now he can actually hit something with this independent machine gun. You can see that equipment gear can seem like a little buff, but it can be really beneficial.
Receiving loud and clear.
And in this case, I'm taking a while to figure out what's up, what I'm going to do next. And this mission is going to get so hard. And I'm discovering mind fraggers here, which is a huge deal with those reinforcements. I think mind fraggers don't cost a lot of points to buy, and since they have 4 action points right off the bat, they can advance quite fast towards your lines and cause a lot of confusion. So I can't land a grenade. I'm trying to find an angle which would work, since I need to take care of that Triton now before he deals any damage, because now he can actually move. He has some good HP regeneration, so there's no. And the problem with Tritons, actually, I'm not really fond of these Tritons because of how difficult it is to deal with them. They're basically bullet sponges, but also they are armored. So if I were designing them, I would probably make them much less armored, because even if something's tough, if you make a unit that's regenerating, so you can't really disable limbs on it, so there's no good move against him. You would have to make it easier to disable those limbs that give him this ability to regenerate. So right now it has like 30 armor on his torso, which is absolutely crazy. So, there are no good weapons to disable it. Even sniper rifles can do it one shot, because it has like 120 HP. setting up an Overwatch in hopes to prevent this Mindfragger from hugging me, and there's an interesting move from Mindfragger, which is, I think, a great highlight for why Phoenix Point is such an amazing game. So, okay, so this Triton Wrench is shooting me. I proposed this. Well, it's likely that I think he's trying to shoot maybe my Berserker. I don't know why he's so inaccurate. Sometimes they are crazy accurate. Sometimes they're not. So yeah, this look at this. He jumped through the hole in the wall. It's like low cover, so he jumped, completely avoided my Overwatch. Yeah, you can see that. That's why I was saying that eventually my this wall will not hold. So, and I had to get rid of that Triton Alpha before this happens, because if I had him lurking somewhere over there, I wouldn't be able to actually do what I'm doing right now. I would not be able to move behind these walls for cover. Now I can, and it's great for me. As I said, never leave your soldier alone in the wilds, lest Mindfraggers get him. So I get healing, but I haven't yet researched advanced healing, and I think I should research it really soon, because very soon there will be enemies with paralyzing weapons, and if I don't upgrade my medkits, I won't be able to remove paralysis with them. And yeah, that's the goal there. So right now I'm thinking, what can I do about this Triton? I need to remove the Mindfragger, but I also need to deal with Fraggers, so the conclusion I arrived to is that I have to clear Mindfragger, and since my people are exposed anyways, I would have to set up an Overwatch in a way that will allow me to kill this Triton as soon as he leaves cover, which he will. You see me standing over there, so he can't shoot me from where he is, so he has to take a peek outside of his building where he's hiding. So I need to bash. I think I need to bash off the Mindfragger. I don't think I can use my handgun. So bash is not. I think it's not scaling with the Terminus difficult. Some weapon damage is not. So I'm looking at how much damage can I deal here. I'm kind of exposed to this Triton Footman over there, so that's a risky move. But I don't have any other options. I think all other options won't allow me to kill this Mindfragger with one attack. So this record is basically a throwaway, so it's okay. Yeah, you can see me just doing that. And now I'm setting up an Overwatch. I'm considering how much HP he's got, and I decide to use sniper rifle instead of chaos weapon. And despite me thinking that I should be able to kill him, it doesn't go exactly as I planned, but it still worked out. So he's peeking. Now I can take a shot, and you can see that despite I'm shooting, I for some reason I didn't kill this Triton. But luckily this footpad cannot follow me behind the wall, probably doesn't have enough movement, or maybe he decides to go the other way, so I'm able to lure him out successfully. Now I'm being shot at with this misspawning Triton, and this soldier is in a lot of danger. I don't have any medkits here, or maybe I do, but I decide to just evacuate him before he dies. I think it's enough is enough, you know. So now I'm left with only 5 people to finish this scavenging mission, and I don't think I've even cleared all the started enemies yet. So it's getting kind of tough. I'm considering what can I do with my other guys. I'm looking at the possibilities to inflict some viral damage into this Triton. They are low on willpower, so hitting him with viral would probably work, but it doesn't work so well as I thought it would. So yeah, there's a problem, and also a problem for my Sophia, because she doesn't have a lot of willpower. Actually, I'm not exactly sure how the spawns are moderated. I know that they can spawn at the blocked positions. Do they spawn randomly, or do they spawn there only if there's no one? Like, for example, if they have spawning points and
Moving now.
free spawning point, they will spawn probably further away. I think that's how it works. So, okay, so extra accuracy from my sniper really helps. I'm able to completely disable this poor little trident over there. Well, it's not so little, it's actually quite serious. And I'm considering, well, what I want to do here, since I have this berserker with viral mace, I'm looking that I can actually move close to this. Just give me a second. Once I hover my mouse over there, so I should be able to move close to this trident footpad. Not the alpha one, but the one sitting around the corner over there. So right now I'm just checking out what can be done, what my options are. Can I retreat? I decided that I cannot. So I should be able to get here. At least that's what UI tells me. Unfortunately, UI is lying to me. So there will be some annoying stuff going on. I've been looking at his health and willpower, and I'm thinking that if I break his head, I will be able to just blow it off. In case I don't blow it off, I always have the stomp. So that was my idea for playing here. If I am able to disable the head, I will just run, smash him with my viral mace. He's panicked, everyone's happy, and it's great. Everything's great. If I don't, however, I just run, stomp, and everyone's happy again. And however, it works a little bit differently. I don't exactly know why. Maybe because pathing is weird, or for whatever reasons.
Aiming.
So I'm trying to find a good angle to shoot his head here. I can see his head, but it's not exposed enough. I'm a little bit worried about getting that shot. So I need to move closer probably. I will be quite exposed because this Triton who's panicking right now will die next turn, so my soldier will be almost like naked. But since I have a contingency plan, it should be fine, right? It should be fine. I have enough movement, everything's great, so let's see how the best goes. I move just like it says me to move, and now suddenly I cannot reach him anymore. What kind of bullshit is that? So okay, so at least I have my, like I said, I have my contingency ready, so I will just have to blow him, stomp him away, and next turn come back. The creatures are so tough on the terminus that it's actually much more fun to plan, to consider what kind of strategy can be applied. I like it a lot. I think the terminus difficulty, I was a little skeptical at first when Wallen suggested this 25%. Well, basically it was like that. Wallen decided that we need an easier rookie, so he gave everyone on rookie difficulty, well, basically reverse terminus. So on rookie difficulty, everyone has, like your soldiers have extra damage resistance and enemies has damage vulnerability. And that's our plan for the rookie, because we figured, well, it's mostly Wallen's idea. We figured that rookies generally struggle on tactical. It's not that they struggle on geoscape. Like, they have a lot of resources, but they actually have them, they don't know how to allocate them, so they make all kind of mistakes. Also, people who are new to this game want to mostly fly around with one squad, you know, so it's like rookie difficulty is not really easy. And also in vanilla it had some extra issues, such as, for example, they were basically blocked of some research because they were doing so well, and Pandoran evolution rate and spawning of citadels was so slow. Well, I won't bore you with all the details. It was like well, what's important is that on rookie difficulty, people had trouble both progressing the game, and they eventually struggled on tactical, so we did some precautions against that, so everyone can live happily. So now rookie difficulty is quite worthy of its name. I think it should be really good entry point for new players who want to just finish the game and feel, you know, learn the ropes and whatever. So then we were kind of desperate to make Eternus happy, since he's like our main
Got you
person
covered.
for testing and for complaining about how everything is cheesy, how everything is easy, how everything is like not how it should be, etc, etc.
I got
So
this covered.
we've been trying real hard to make it work, but at some point we were just like, fuck it, we can't really satisfy this man anymore. So Wallen says, what about this? I will just give this damage reduction, damage increase, and leave it there. So it was like basically a desperation move, which surprisingly worked incredibly well. Well, in here I attack this Triton, so he wastes willpower, and the reason I'm like talking about it because it was an interesting move, which I think you might have missed otherwise. So I attacked him, so he loses willpower doing Pen Chameleon, and then he panics from viral damage he still has. So it's quite a nicely calculated move. And here I'm like don't have anything better to do, so I just decide to take a wild shot and hope I land on some body part that's not that is not armored yet. Sorry, I yawned because it's again late. I can only voice late at night when my wife goes to
Bad
sleep,
luck.
because otherwise, either my child won't let me comment, or my wife is resting after a long day and she wants to watch TV. And well, we only have two rooms, you know, like the child is sleeping in the other ones. There's nowhere I can actually comment
What are we doing?
from. So in here it's the only time I can actually record voice is when it's late or when I'm
Ready.
at the other place, which I'm not often to. Anyway, so yeah, you can see this Triton has panicked just as planned. I can mind control him, and what I'm actually considering, I want to mind control him because, well, it's cheap and I can actually use him to scout in a few turns, and then I can recycle him. I don't have much stuff to do, so I thought it would be a nice idea too. So I recover some willpower for everyone. Maybe I should have like not do that and wait until my willpower is a little bit spent and then recovering, but well, anyway, I did that, yeah, and that I think was not an optimal move, but well, I'm also trying to go a little faster. So you can see Stump is being amazing. We actually buffed Stump in our mod a little bit, and now there is blast damage, which is especially handy on turret difficulty.
Aiming.
So, well, basically why we did buff that is because we can now dispatch worms with it, and it really needed utility because Stomp greatly fell off later in the game, and I think that blast damage helps keep it relevant. As always, I'm using two-man teams on one and on that side, and one team of two people, well, one person at the moment in between, because if I need to aid one or the other side, I can do that efficiently, and also having my soldiers split like that, I can actually flank enemies, I can scout so I'm not ambushed. So it's a little bit, maybe some people who view it as risky, but actually I found that it's a better setup than just clumping your soldiers in one tight group, because well, you don't have so many
Making
tactical
haste.
options if you do. So I want to pick up these daemons here. It's very useful,
Let's do this.
and I'm from the line of sight of any Podorn that might be hiding inside this mist patch, huge mist patch that derived from them is Sentinel. So here comes a Mind Fragger. Now this one is recovered. I've spent 3 willpower to maintain mind control, so it's actually quite costly to keep
Let's just
this
get this over
Triton
with.
alive, but eventually I will recycle him, so that's okay. So I will get 3 willpower back for killing him eventually. I need to take care of the Mind Fragger, so that's what I'm going to do here. As he opens his maw, he's done, and I get an extra movement, which I once again use to just hide from any enemies over there. There's a basic Triton Footman, which is dangerous because both of my soldiers are actually very low on HP, so it's very risky to run them here. Also because I might be attacked from behind. I'm trying to destroy his yacht here is maybe something I should have done first before actually moving my guys back. But well, what's done is done, I think. So I decide to remain there in case he walks and catch him. At least I did that before I moved my priest, but it's still too risky for me to do anything. So I decide to I think I will just move to this spot over there, so I'm kind of covered from all the sides. So if anything spawns behind me, I'm still like okay, safe. I know that's nothing really dangerous spawning from the front. So in here I know I'm recovering a lot of willpower from the crate, so I'm just burning through my willpower to get this wonderful stacked crate, and unfortunately my berserker here is already full of good stuff. So I'm getting all the packs I can. I also want to grab those mid kits. I would love to get this high fastest pistol, and maybe also some. Actually, at this point, I thought that this drone launcher is actually that it's actually very expensive to dismantle, how to disassemble for parts, which is why I'm so like desperate to keep it, to have it on me. So okay, so this Triton, without having any ranged weapon, he moves closer to me, which is perfect, which is what I want. Now there's a wretch. Luckily there is no one on this mist patch, which could be really dangerous to me if they had anyone there. So it's a little bit a risky move, and that's exactly, I think, the other miscalculation here is that I actually went for that remote crate. I should have just farmed all the crates that were nearby and left this one behind, but oh my, was this crate full of good stuff. And actually I think the reason why I went for it is because I couldn't find any good stuff in that crate, so I thought why not try to get that one. Anyway, so yeah, here I made the tragic call of grabbing that extra resource. So I'm not really worried about Berserker. Once again, he's quite tough, his armor is good, despite the extra damage from Eternus. I think that's that armor is enough to be like pretty safe. So I'm going to slam this poor Triton with my sword and then retreat back into the woods. Okay, so no, maybe not immediately. I'm considering should I leave, and it's a good thing I didn't leave here, because well I would have actually never leave because all the people out there in dangerous spots. So I know I need those soldiers, even if they are on the brink of being killed. I still want. So I'm scouting ahead, and now I'm bringing him back so I can recycle him. And I also want to, you know, put him in some spot where he blocks enemy, possibly attacks from the enemies. So hiding, like, trying to stay in a place where no matter where enemies spawn, there will be some chance of me surviving. Now I want to move with my sniper further away from the enemy. So basically at this point I'm ready to evacuate until something really nasty happens here. So the Triton is going to attack me. He keeps hitting some weird stuff like my assault rifle Baldak, and he managed to get a little bit damage to my poor berserker. So in here there's I know it's a, well, like I don't know, but I'm almost certain it's a mind fragger. Maybe I should have moved closer to my team, but the thing is I'm not very worried about one mind fragger. I think that I should be able to take care of it.
Moving to position.
And also I have a sniper here, I can move my soldiers closer, so like thinking that it's okay. I should grab those medkits, yes. that's what I'm doing because my guys are in need of healing. So I'm moving closer to them, and I think I'm going to move.
Ready.
So I'm checking out how much willpower do I have.
Hope I'm not leaving
So yeah, I'm
myself
moving
exposed.
closer to, in case I need to save my guys, I want to move over there. I decide that my assault is okay, that she shouldn't be damaged, and I put, of course, I put my trident here to block any possible fire from the enemies. Then I decide to move my berserker in this way, so just you can never be too safe, and keep in mind that you should always put your weapons. There are some weapons that kind of block your torso, you know, like rifles. Most of the rifles do. So if you're, for example, holding a sword like my priest here, make sure to switch to your. Well, yeah, I know there's a mindfragger there, so, and I can confirm it from the sound of it. Basically, I wasn't sure it's a mindfragger, but I was like, I was going to take that shot and then figure out what's going on. If it's not a mindfragger, I would have used the berserkers there, but well, I feel it's okay. I have two people, one can set the other free, and then if there's a Triton coming, I can protect against him, so I feel kinda confident. So I have enough firepower to take care of everyone I saw so far, and that will be fine. I'm still fine, but what happens if there are two mindfraggers? So now I'm pretty messed up, and this mission just got a lot more difficult to deal with because every turn I spend without leaving, because the turn reinforcements get added to the map, and that is really dangerous. So yeah, and another problem is that I can't really free them because they will be simply killed, so I have to move away and wait for them to come to me, because otherwise I would just
What are we
be
doing?
dead. So yeah, I'm relieving control of this Triton. I would like to kill him with my priest.
Taking aim.
So I'm trying to find a good angle here. It's not so easy. I had a good angle first, but now I can't find it. And I need all the AP. Because I want to move there, and I think I want to heal, or maybe I want to shoot another time. I'm not sure which is that. Okay. Trying to find it to catch him moving. Okay, I finally managed to. So I need to shoot a little lower. Okay, great. I got his head, and somehow I decided to just finish him. I don't remember exactly why.
Hope this works.
I thought I was going to finish him with my priest. I think that might have been another error that I made. I should probably finish him with my priest. But well, that's what happens. So now I can at least use him to heal. Maybe that was the goal all along, but I don't have any medkits, I think. So,
Do we have a plan?
yeah, that's unfortunate. So now I think the play here is just to move away. Yeah, conveniently free spot for my sniper. You can see enemies just moving towards me, including my own troops, using medkit to heal themselves. It's quite lucky actually. So now there's a wretch. There is going to be another quite an unlucky thing to happen, which would delay me a lot. I'm checking my berserker here, I think, to find that he has no willpower to dash, which is a relief. So I don't have a good shot at this guy.
Ready to fire.
Ready.
So yeah, my berserker has no willpower, so it's fine. I can survive another day. He can't deal much damage to me with his handgun, but still there are people who are almost dead, who can be actually damaged and killed. So my
Receiving loud and clear.
play here would be to heal everyone, so they don't die from pistol fire. and I really want to get this Triton. So what I was thinking about that if I mind control this Triton, I would be able to shoot off mind fraggers from the heads of my allies. Even Deimos would be used here, I think. Quite interestingly.
Do we have a plan?
Receiving loud and clear.
So let's see what I decide to do. So yeah, I wanna break Salon's head, and then I want to grab mind control him, and then everything's fine. He can draw return fire, and he wouldn't be able to disappear if I manage to actually land this shot. But unfortunately, in some unfathomable turn of events, I don't land the shot where I should have, and I landed on his arm somehow instead. Maybe he twitched, maybe something else happened, but well, whatever. What matters is that now I am in a very different position from where I was, and now I am thinking what can be done, how can I counter this Triton, what is the good move, and I decide I think that I need a flank position, so I would probably move to that side of the map. Yes, that's what I do. I'm going to move there, simply because I need a better angle at different enemies, and also to lure some of my soldiers away from this wall where everyone's hiding.
Here.
So yeah, it's extremely tough. For a second I'm considering if I really want to go there, because you know, if I get another mind fragger it would be quite grim.
Moving fast.
But yeah, I decide to go there. It's okay. I think Devastator has a bigger hurt box, so I need to probably place Devastator there. Okay, so there's a Footpad Alpha, which is very sad, but he cannot also reach me soon. He's quite far away, and he costs a lot of points to buy. So yeah, in here I get shot at by this wretch who's looking to be killed. So all my soldiers waste their movement points to just run. That's a very nice spot to be in. Now I can just remove his Artham easily. So in here I think I'm considering if I want to mind control this Triton. And I'm actually thinking what happens if I don't disable this Tyrant here, if I get return fire, that would be terrible. And I think, what if I pick up this Triton, then mind control him, then shoot, try to destroy the mind fragger on the head of my body, and then maybe it works like this, and the Artham would return fire at him, so you know this stuff. So like kill 2 birds or 3 birds with 1 stone or 1 mind control. But well, it doesn't work so well for me here. I'm considering if I should bash or do anything else, and I decide to just shoot it off, I think. I want to disable his head, but I can't because it seems like I'll be killing him instead of disabling his head. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. And I needed the sniper to shoot at the Artham there, so I cannot use him to shoot the Triton. So that's taken me a while to consider my options. I'm looking at the 4 AP. I'm thinking that, well, if I mind control him, he gets return fired, I lose 3 AP, I will be panicked, so stuff like that. It's a little bit of a tough situation. Then I think, well, maybe I can still use him somehow. Maybe if my soldier can kill him, maybe the Tyrant also won't. So there's some stuff to consider.
Here.
Or maybe I can put him in the way of, return fire, and then it will work.
Targeting.
Yeah, I'm taking a lot of time to think about this, well, because it's a little bit tough and there's almost no room for error here, so it has to be executed perfectly, and after all the mischiefs I've been facing so far, it's getting really annoying. I can't afford to have another bad move, so sorry for having to bear through this immeasurable amount of thinking I'm making, which reminds me of my old playthroughs, which take forever because of those turns we
Eyes peeled.
thought out. So do I shoot? Yeah, I shoot, and he survived, but I disabled his head, so now it's fine, and I think now I won't die from this Triton death, so not won't die, I mean now I won't get panicked if this Triton dies, because I've spent less willpower to mind control, but oh behold, this Triton is empty, he has no weapon clip, which is just ridiculous actually. What the hell? I'm still considering putting him in some way to block my enemy return fire at me, but I decide that probably that it's not worth it. But I think I still should have tried that, because I think if one shot missed here, I would be dead. So I should have at least tried to put him there. So that was an error.
Receiving.
I think if I moved him close to me, and relinquished mind control, I would be safe. And in case he was obstructing my shot, I could always have moved him away. But now I just basically risked a lot by shooting this tyrant. There was an error, despite me taking so long to think, there was an error still. Maybe I thought I was thinking too much, and I don't have a luxury of thinking more on stream, so that also sometimes detects me. Well, not stream, but you know what I mean. Maybe that's what dictates my behavior sometimes, like trying to speed things up, especially after I've been thinking so long already. So now I need to start breaking these mind fraggers before I get hurt.
Ready to engage.
So I decide to regenerate some will points, I think, because that's there's no better move. I wanna wait for my soldier to advance and then decide what to do about his mind fragger. I think I wanna move here just to increase the distance between me and him, and also create better cover. So that's what I'm doing here. Tyrant can barely move now. It's dazed on one action point. Okay, so this plays out more or less the way I assumed it would. Also, I think I wanted him inside that building so he wouldn't stand out in the open once I removed his crab, but he didn't really went inside the building. So it was like strange. So I think I should. I don't know if I check the willpower for my soldier there, if he will panic from killing this Arthur. Maybe I should have checked it first.
Ready to fire.
So I decide to not use my hammer there. I think I have checked his willpower and decided that I'd rather have him panicked instead of, if I manage to fail all my shots, instead of keeping instead of whatever I did. Sorry, I'm kind of losing it now, and yeah, I missed entirely. That's really bad. So now I'm thinking, okay, I can panic him, but let's just try some wild shots. Okay, I didn't. So now I think, do I panic him? And I'm almost frustrated. You can see me there. Like, should I restart? This was like, I think like that maybe. I was recording that earlier, so I don't remember all the consideration I was making. I'm like, well, let's take this one shot, whatever. If I get unlucky so many times in a row, yeah, I got lucky once. So I had a backup plan, but hopefully they didn't. That wasn't required of me. So there's Triton footpad over there, but I still need my priest, I think. I still need him around. And these turns are taking significantly longer at this point. Like I said, it's this situation is kind of tough. I need to think. I want to consider: do I lose if I stay there? Do I get hit? Can I survive a shot from Triton foot? But I'm really terrified of them since they're so accurate. So they shoot so far away. So I think, yeah, that's it. I hope I don't get any mind fraggers. Okay, so Wretch tries to shoot me, he misses. That's pleasant. Surprise, so some enemies advancing on me, so finally everyone's here and everyone can evacuate, so this mission is concluded safely despite this double mind frag and terror. And despite all this madness that's been going on during the early stage, and oh my god, this mission actually only has like, how many, like 6 packs, right? 6 packs, it's insane. All this for 6 packs, at least I got some pens, which I think is
I'm on
cool.
the move.
I wish there were different body parts, I have like a lot of pens now. All sizes and shapes. So yeah, a successful mission despite being so terribly tough. I don't know, maybe that's me being doing it with 5 people again. Maybe there are other reasons for why it's tough, like 4 action point reinforcements, for example. I think that actually contributed quite a lot towards it being really tough. But well, good things coming. We're going to showcase Scarab real soon. You're gonna love some of the modules. Well, it's not a full showcase, but still I'm showcasing something here. And I actually will show a module there, which we will do some rework on it. I think I have some ideas about it. So wait for it. Well, that's a really nice loot though. Well, despite Deimos coming from drop from loot from Triton footpath, it's still a decent loot. And like I remember I said you can't camp loot anymore. So the way it works now, only creatures that spawn originally on the map have droppable items. Everyone who counts as reinforcements cannot drop any items anymore, so you can no longer sit there and farm those weapons and recycle them. And yeah, at this point I'm so exhausted, I decided to, so I'll fast forward a bit, okay? So here it is, there am I. I'm looking at my soldiers, I'm considering if I want to just leave at this point because I'm really exhausted thinking about all that stuff. It was such a tough mission. But well, I decided I have to record some more, and I go on here. So I'm thinking, do I like recover stamina over there? Maybe I come back. Well, I decide to come back to grab a Scarab and all that. Despite, well, actually I can probably play Scarab anyways, but I still want to buy some models in the marketplace, so you know everything accounted for. I decide to just go back to my original base and restore my stats, my health, my stamina, and well, all that. I also have some one more mission which will be easier. Well, what I'm doing right now, I'm getting biochemist, and now I am giving the sword to Berserker. Also because this sword will benefit more from the damage bonus he has from the Daredevil perk than Viral Mace. And Viral Mace goes to my priest because it will benefit from biochemist, so restoring the damage of the mace to its original 15. I'm putting this heavy armor into queue because at the moment I'm thinking, wow, I got this Fury missile launcher, that would be cool to to keep it on my heavy, but then I remembered my heavy can't lift anything at all. He has 12 strength, and well, not being able to lift anything is one thing, but like not being able to carry around, not being able to withstand a lot of damage, which he won't. A shot from sniper rifle could easily kill him. So I think I'm scrolling a lot through this personal screen here, so I will just fast forward if there is nothing interesting going on. I'm kind of frustrated at this point. I start to think a lot because of the difficulty I have faced there. It's I feel like I'm losing at this point, so I need to do something to shift the tables. So I think I also was considering which research to pick here. Let's once again go forward a little bit. I can reverse engineer some stuff. So I'm thinking about which legs to use, because I have an array of legs. So okay, so I need some food. I am seeing that I'm starving, so I need some food so my soldiers can keep restoring HP, so they don't lose HP. Actually, if you are below, if your food drops below minimum, the soldiers will lose some strength, so some hit points, and not like permanently, but it will be reduced as long as your food is not positive. I think it works like this. So the evolution camp, there is no sirens, which is really fortunate. It's January 13. I think I managed to like push the aliens back a little bit, because I destroyed all the nests so far. I've destroyed 2 nests here, if I recall correctly, so that's nice. Okay, devastator ammo. I really want to buy ammo for shotgun, but I don't have one. Let's look for vehicles, and I have this deployment bay for my Scarab, which I will buy it in. So the way, yeah, and here I'm checking out which researches are required for Scarab models. So okay, so what I found out, I looked at the research which I need for the Scarab module, which I am using here. So the way marketplace works right now, so the modules for buggy is sold at the marketplace, alright, but the modules for other vehicles are split into 2 categories. One category is like marketplace tech, which is they sell 1 hull and 1 engine for each vehicle. So for example, for Scarab they sell this ejection module called deployment bay, and they also sell ammunition racks, which allow Scarab to reload. Then there are 2 more techs which are gated behind research. So for faction, it's always gated behind according to vehicle research, because we felt that it's important to give this research a little bit more substance, since right now people get the vehicles from Scavenging and they don't ever research like Armadillo or Aspida. Well, now you have some motivation to do that, because it unlocks some very good modules for, and the faction modules are generally better than the modules that are sold on the marketplace. This is for a reason. Well, they are different, but some of them are really good. So for example, like okay, so let me give you an example for Scarab. Alright, so Scarab module, Scarab engine that's sold at the marketplace is the module that gives you ejection, this ability to walk out of the car for free, which is a really cool ability. I can foresee that it brings clown car into another level, except Scarab is a little bit squished, so you can clown car very efficiently with it, but it no longer offers you this huge protection. But I can totally see people like stuffing a lot of engineers inside, like technicians, which will just heal it every turn. That actually opens up for some fun stuff. But since it costs 2 action points, you can't really use that clown car stuff and shoot with Scarab, so it's balanced in that way. just to give you a little bit of context how we care about balancing, how we put those abilities together and stuff. So this is the module for marketplace, for bazaar, which is really cool. I think it's a great module. I can totally see how people will want to experiment with it, and I think it might end up better than the other module we have for Scarab, which is unlocked, I think, by researching Myrmidon. But what module we have the faction touch is Phoenix Point touch, is the module that allows your Scarab to enter stability stance, which makes it shoot 2 projectiles instead of 1, and increases its accuracy by 50%, but makes it immobile. So you can, like, you know, hunker down somewhere, like it's called stability stance. So you stabilize your soldier as your Scarab, and then you can shoot each like use of weaponry will shoot. I will fast forward here because I'm just spending a immeasurable amount of time to equip my soldiers. I decided it's time to repair training facility, so the guy sitting over there actually gets to. Yeah, here's the module we have for Scarab by researching Mist. It will give you a lot of stealth, and I will buff it a little bit in the following. We will buff like within the next update, I think. So it will be a little bit better, but it's quite interesting actually. It's a module that's supposed to make you harder to hit with your vehicle. So since Scarab is kind of squishy, you can totally see how it's designed to be, you know, like you can hide somewhere. So since you know all the models for Scarab now, right, we can speculate a little bit how it can work. So for example, you get this laser shield attach, which makes your Scarab invisible, and you can just drive somewhere, stability stands there, and since you're invisible, you're like not very easy to hit by the enemy, and you just shoot those rockets from somewhere behind. Well, that's one option, right? What about another option, ammunition racks, right? You can, once again, the ammunition racks are attached from the marketplace, so you can see, well, I said it's like modules from the faction are kind of better. They are better in a like in a sense, in a feeling they are better. Like you see this definitely, yeah, I can totally see how this ammunition racks or like this ejection deployment bay is something that, you know, maker or engineers from Scavengers like just put on the vehicle, and like it feels cheap, it feels handmade, it feels like just something that's slapped over there by bandits and stuff. But the modules like factions have are like high tech, you know, like this stealth field, like this a module that allows you to stabilize and shoot 2 projectiles, which is really cool. So yeah, so ammunition racks, like imagine the possibilities. You get reloadable a launcher that like make your Scarab launch infinite double rockets, like there's no limitation, you can reload at will. And well, the reload also costs some extra action points. I think it costs 2 action points, so you can't really like reload all the time. So here I'm building leather shield because I want to showcase it. There is actually, as I was speaking, we got our first void omen. It was, I think, a way back then we got it, and it's also giving double frequency for attacks on heaven. So that's an opportunity to gain a lot of mats, which I'm totally missing because I cannot reach anyway. So in here I help Synedrian a little bit. Okay, so I can see Anno building their elite training centers. So Tiamat definitely want to get one because I think it's on the Thermos it might be a good, actually a good aircraft, so to say, especially if I can get a module that increases its speed. Like you see, having 8 people in a mission on the Thermos can be really useful. And we actually buffed those aircraft modules a lot. So it's like your timeout can actually be fast with it. Finally, we have a heaven defense. We can repel, so we go there. Alright, so it's daytime. It pays some money at least. I'm confident in my equipment, so I just go into it. Let me fast forward to the start of the mission. I kind of forget about this option. Since it's a recording, I can skip some of the boring parts. Maybe I should do that more often. Well, right now it's mostly this mission, mostly to showcase Scarab. It now shoots one rocket as default. So I think it's also for the people who don't want to waste too much ammunition, you know, like vanilla Scarab is just shooting shooting double projectile twice. It's usually an overkill, and it also makes all the vehicles, you know, a lot of complaints people have it that the vehicles they can shoot, they not get shoot, they run out of ammo fast, they are not a good replacement for 3 soldiers, etc, etc. So the vehicles in vanilla definitely have some upsides, such as being extremely durable, such as being extremely fast, but also the problem that they are kind of useless later in the game. So we are trying to make it work differently, you know, we allow people to still shape those vehicles in some way, in such a way that actually, well, you can make anything out of the vehicle. So you can clown cars still if you want. There are some downsides for that because we think clown car is absurd. So you can, for example, with the Scarab, you have a lot of shots by default. You have 8 rockets. You don't have to shoot 2 every time, but if you want to, you can by using stability module. Similarly, if you still feel like you don't have enough ammo, you can get an ammunition racks and you can reload your Scarab. Well, that also comes at the price of being even more squishy than it already is. So that's one example. So and you can still like make it clown car. You can make it something else. Like it's your call. You can make it an invisible rocket tank if you want to. By the way, I wonder how many people will get the Command & Conquer reference here. It's in the name of the module. We have Lazarus Shield, which is actually attack from Command & Conquer. This is how Brotherhood of Not stealth us. They are tanks. I think that the name of the tech for the technology. It's like for real old school Command & Conquer people. It's it's a name that's hard to find if you are not a hardcore fan. Like back in the days, I was really a fan of Conquer, so that's how I know. Like it's something you can come up if you read the lore. So the mission here is pretty easy. It's there are very low threats, but this brute is kind of dangerous. Luckily, I have enough people to support him, so you can see actually that that's also a great showcase of Scarab, like being so effective even with one rocket, because it's actually it's a 8 how many damage actually? It's 80 damage, 20 shred blast. Seriously, who needs 2? It's a great support thing. You can shred a lot, and you can basically finish off enemies with your soldiers. So I think it's even better with one rocket. At least one rocket and 8 shots is better than double rocket 4 shots, because yes, you can completely devastate the poor things with those double rocket, but the shredding don't really matter here. It's like this shredding only matters against skill alike, and it's once again it's absurd against skill because you can shred so much. So there's some, you know, I'm quite open to discussing that with those vehicle lovers and all that, but I really feel like we are trying to make it more interesting for the player to mix and match, because I think the module system alone that we're aiming for is much more interesting than what vanilla has. It gives you a lot of agency in how you build your vehicle. And it basically addresses all the problems people have. You know, like someone complains about ammo, we got you. We have 2 vehicles who can reload. Well, actually, it's one vehicle, like in this case, Scarab with a module, and there's also another vehicle with a gun that's reloadable. So only one weapon out of the many is reloadable. And then Junker, for example, its weapons are really weak, but it's also a lot of ammo. You know, it's unlikely that we run out of it. But we made it kind of weak on purpose. Maybe we'll change that a little bit. I don't know yet, but I think it's still a lot of things are still like in the testing. We are still figuring things out. For example, just today we've been nerfing junker weapons a little bit even more. So we nerfed its grenade launcher, default grenade launcher, because we felt it was too good, even despite it's already nerfed in damage. So you know the damage is to match the Odin grenade. It still is made a little bit weaker in the update because we felt like it's able to hurl it across the map, makes it so much better than other junker weapons. So yeah, junker is mostly intended, you know, it's like
Ready to rock.
an early vehicle, so something you can get fast and reliably. Also, we have another change, and I think, I don't know if you will like it, but I think I like it because it's consistent, is that you no longer can get an Armadillo or Aspida in Scavenging mission unless the faction have researched them. So you can no longer get them faster than the faction. And I think it creates, first of all, it creates a nice progression, so we can actually make some vehicles better than the others. It's currently, I think it's more or less balanced, but we want to make some vehicles, we could, if we want to, make some vehicles better than the others because they come later. And also we can also this way it makes more sense because previously you could just grab those vehicles before factions could even build them and manufacture them. And it also makes more sense this way to research the coordinate, which I've been talking about earlier. So you can actually want to, for example, research Armadillo now. And if you're, for example, if you've joined New Jericho and you've got this deck fast, like via aligned with them, right? You could actually feel satisfied for the fact that your alliance has brought you free vehicle from the scavenging. You know, this kind of setup. It's rare, but since Phoenix Point is so such an RNG. In terms of exploration, you know, every game is different. Sometimes you get like interesting setups like scavenging, like a records, early like fast resources or something else, or start in a certain continent. So it's every game is very different, and all players report very different experiences. So that's why I think it's going to be cool. So maybe that's a situation that will occur maybe really rarely. So the person gets like fast alliance with New Jericho, then he gets the scavenging mission, bam, he gets Armadillo, then he's really happy because he wouldn't have gotten it any other way. Like if he was allied to Anu, he wouldn't be able to get this Armadillo from a scavenging so fast. And like I said, maybe it's maybe we will buff Armadillo further since it comes later now, so that opens up some possibilities, let's say that. But I think Armadillo is pretty beastly right now. But well, let's see how it goes. But I think that's an interesting plan. So yeah, mostly cleaning up here. You can see that nothing is really happening. I'm just cleaning up the remaining forces of the enemy. Nothing they can do. There's a stray Myrmidon somewhere around the corner, which could cause trouble, but well, he didn't. So, and the priest with Screaming Head is doing numbers in this mission because he's able to do so much with those psychic screams. It's insane. It's the way we buffed Psychic Head, Screaming Head is one of my favorite changes in the mod, probably because I'm biased because I like Disciples of Anno, and I like to see underused stuff shine. And Screaming Head is really cool. If you're wondering what we did, we gave it mind control immunity because we felt it's thematic. Like if your head is like screaming full of like voices and all that stuff, it makes sense that you can be mind controlled because you're so like a haunted creature, you know. So no one wanna mess with your head. No one can like get this mental grip on you to hold you in his power. So you basically just everyone who tries to peer into your mind like backs off like whoa, I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to maintain the mind control over this guy. So yeah, that's one thing, and we also gave it like a huge buff to willpower. So in vanilla you have like Judgment Head, which gives frenzy. You have Synod Head, which generates willpower to everyone in the area, the caster. And then you also have this Screaming Head, which allows you to, well, Psychic Scream, and it has terrible stats. It's very squishy, like blah blah. You have to cast it a bit closer. And Judgment Head is basically the best head of all of them in vanilla because it has insane stats. It has a lot of willpower. It has like +8 willpower. It has good armor. It has good accuracy buff, and other heads are much worse. And Synod Head at least has regeneration for willpower, which can be extremely strong. But Screaming Head is a little bit underwhelming in vanilla. So what we did this mind control thingy, and we also gave it +8 willpower bonus instead of +4, and other heads have +4, which makes sense to us at least. So the least powerful head has the best willpower bonus, and actually it's now extremely good. I use it all the time. I used to use Synod Head all the time, but now my favorite head is the Screaming one. Look at how I'm blocking this poor Myrmidon from moving anywhere. It's just completely surrounded. Drop your pincers. You're surrounded. Or whatever he has. He doesn't have a pincer, right? He has some kind of jaws. The insect jaws. Okay, so cleaning up, it's very straightforward. Let's just kill the remaining Myrmidon and be done with it. Well, it took some time to end this mission, just using the Redeemer to kill the Myrmidon, so I don't waste any of my ammo on him. Also, I think I heard somewhere that you need to score kills with Heaven Defenders to make them join you, but well, that didn't play out in this particular game. So anyway, that concludes it for now. I hope my rant about vehicles was interesting enough, because I think the Heaven Defense itself was pretty simple, so I did speak about tactical decision there. So I had some reputation, and I decided to join with Disciples, obviously, because they're my favorite faction. And now I have Scarab, which will come in handy, I think, against the human enemies, but let's see how it goes. Actually, I think it might be a great way to showcase the module, but I don't think I can reach it. Well, anyways, that concludes the stream. I'm not going to do anything but that point, so see you in the next episode, and hope you're enjoying my videos.